Round the Bend task, stage 2 in Unterfeld, Austria. Hello there everybody and welcome to another new episode of SnowRunner here at Overturned Gaming. I am the Overturned. Today we are driving our Mercer K520 and we're going out to where there was a accident with an overturned truck and trailer. Now we've already delivered the truck, which was a Royal BM17, and we had picked it up, put it on its wheels and delivered it to the farm up in the north end of the map. But now we have the heavy water carrier trailer, which we also put up on its wheels and put it to the side so it wouldn't get in anybody's way, for the job to be finished at a later date, because the trailer needs a truck with a low saddle, and the Avonhorn that was used to pull the truck had a high saddle. So we had to come back on a different day later with the Mercer K520 to come and rescue this water carrier. Now it's got to go over to the western farm, which is not too far away. It's only about halfway up the map here in Unterfeld, and then we turn off left and go four-wheeling into the hills to bring it over to the western farm. Now this little Mercer K520 I think has really been overlooked by a lot of people, because I never see anybody review it or anybody drive it or anything really about it. But then there is a lot of trucks in SnowRunner that you can use. Anyhow, I've been using this little truck, and at first glance you would go, well, he's not very big. He's gonna get into trouble in the hills, and maybe if there's a little bit of mud that's a little bit too deep, and he doesn't have a large fuel tank. It's only got 240 liters. But you know, we gave it a chance a little while ago and we kept using it because it keeps performing better than expected. So we're here at the fuel station, and as you know, we never like to pass one up without fueling up first. And now we've got a full tank, and we're going to set out and see if we can get this heavy water carrier trailer delivered with this little truck, because I think it's a pretty small little truck when you compare it to the Kenworth, the Plaid, the Avonhorn, and some of the heavy duty trucks. But let's wait and see and reserve judgment for when we've done the job to see how much difficult we actually do get in with the Mercer. Now we got to turn left just up the road a little bit, just up now where you can see that slider ST Chimera sitting on the side of the road. That's about where we got to turn on the left hand side. Just make it a nice tight turn. We should be able to make that in one swoop, I do believe. Now that is a pretty big trailer. Now there's no way of knowing if it's full or empty, but nevertheless, this is going to be a pretty tough haul here for that little truck. But we're gonna just bear down and see if we can get it over to the farm without any incidents. Now this is not too bad. It's just climbing. And it does have a lot of low-end torque. It doesn't have a lot of speed when it's pulling anything this big. But speed is not something that we need. This game is played a little bit on the slower version anyhow. So this truck falls right into place, but does it have enough power to pull it up the hill and through the mud and through the water and stuff like that? That's the question. It's doing pretty good so far. Now here we got a little bit of a precarious situation as we go in through a little bit of a mud hole. And upon reflection, I should have stayed a little bit more to the right hand side as I slipped off that ridge there right down the middle. But we kept at it. We didn't stop or slow down any. You know, we're still going through it. So, and it's not too far, so well, it looks like the first test we passed with the Mercer. Yeah, a little tough trying to climb out of holes, mud holes and stuff like that with a little truck, but she gets the job done. And sometimes smaller trucks is what you need, because sometimes, depending of course upon the situation and the area where you got to go into and the load you got to pull, sometimes a shorter truck makes the whole truck and trailer part a little bit shorter, giving you a little bit more room to maneuver in tight areas. See, if you had to pull this with the Kenworth, which you couldn't because it only has a high saddle, but it being such a long truck would make turning a little bit more difficult. But the Mercer seems to be up for the job, and he's doing a very good job. We're almost there. As you can see, the downward pointing black arrow in the yellow diamond has appeared on the screen, meaning that the drop-off area is not too far away. Most of this task difficulty was in the mud holes like this. You couldn't really go around them because they're muddy everywhere. I guess I probably, in hindsight, should have tried with this one here. I could have gone on either side. Maybe it might have been a little bit easier. However, I didn't do that, and even going through the middle, you know, it's going to slow you down, but it won't stop you. And that's the important fact. It won't stop you, and if you have any trouble, you could always hook onto a tree and winch yourself through, because the trees are still close enough that it's not really an issue. So even though some of the problem areas might slow the Mercer down a little bit, it doesn't make them quit. And the Mercer just keeps on ticking until he delivers the package and payload that we're trying to carry across this cross-country terrain. Absolutely awesome. Love this video, and I hope you did too. I hope to see you back at Overfed Gaming again real soon. Until then, we've been pulling a heavy water carrier trailer with the Mercer K520. With me as your driver, the Overfed.